Hey y'all, it is me, Adisa Rains. I'm tired than a motherfucker.
Girl,
I don't even have it. I don't.
girl, you felt that way.
I don't
You
even have it.
tried.
Like this. Like seriously. If I didn't love what I fucking do, I
Okay.
promise you, if I didn't fucking love what I do, if what I do wasn't heart centered and it didn't feed energy back into me, ain't no fucking way I would be on this call about to feed the people right now. You gotta
Right.
love what the fuck I do. Cause if you don't, that mountain gonna beat the fuck out of you.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to beat the fuck out of you. Latoya, last night I went see here's my problem. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it real with you because you got the same problem that I got. Ooh, you got my problem bad. Ooh, it's a bad problem. So I went to Pia West Peak because
Okay.
Spirit said climb Pia West Peak. I was like, bitch, bet. Watch it be done, right? Watch it be done. Went and put on my little outfit, my little shoes and shit. Climbed up to the first peak. I was like, yes,
Yeah.
I did it. Yeah. Just sitting up there doing the holy dance and stuff. And my son, my little indigo. You can
Mm.
always leave it to one of them damn indigo children to keep your ass humble.
You hear
They
me,
just
baby? Leave it to the indigo.
they got away. He looked over at the other two mountains. He said, "That's not the top top. This is just the bottom top. We can't stay here."
Oh, you passed one test. That's what he said.
That's what he said. That's what he said. But it took so much out of me to pass that one test. I was like, I couldn't hardly breathe because I had got up that mountain so fast. Now, let me tell you why I had to get up the mountain so fast. You see, I'm also extremely competitive. I'm extremely competitive. And when the coach that I had hired to guide me up the mountain told me that it took her 20 times before she was able to reach the top, I looked at her and I said, I'll be goddamn, it's going to take me no more than three. Now, this is the one that climbs mountains all the time. And she said it took her 20 times. Not me, though. Not me. Because I'm a competitive bitch. I said to her, ha, I'm going to climb this bitch in 3 times. Now, did I do exactly what I said I was going to fucking do?
You
Yes.
did.
Oh, yes, I did that shit.
I know you did.
Oh, I did that shit.
I know you did that,
Yeah,
baby.
I'm going to do that shit. And
Yeah.
was it impressive as fuck? Yes. But then I got to the top. The top, the peak, the peak of the peaks. Took me 4 fucking hours, but I did that shit. I got to the very top, my 9-year-old son with me.
Mm.
It was dark.
Mm.
The city below was lit up like Christmas lights. It was beautiful. And we were all there and we were excited because I had got to the top in record speed for an inexperienced climber. Let's take a picture. Let's do that. All of that shit. Everybody want to be saying hooray. They said, look at the view, Adisa. I looked at the view, and literally 2 seconds later, the first thought that popped up in my head was, there's a mountain lion watching you. Oh, you laughing. Oh, you laughing. But I am telling you, my brain went into overdrive. Everybody was enjoying the view that they wouldn't have probably even gotten to because the top that my coach had gotten to, I said she had gotten to the second top. I wanted the top.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I am, and that's how you are too, Latoya. You want the top. Yes, you do. But then you climb there so fast that you can't even enjoy the view. So here I am in my masculine energy at the top, my 9-year-old son, and I smell something. I smell a musk, and my body and my brain is on overdrive. And I said, there's a motherfucking mountain lion up here.
Danger.
And it's dark. At this point, see, that's that bullshit. I'm gonna keep it real. That's that bullshit right there. And I'm not the only empath that does this shit, because we so used to bringing people to the top with us. But see, our top is not the same as they top. See, we can get to they little top real quick. That's what makes us so fucking impressive. But that ain't our top.
Right.
No, that ain't our top. So I wasn't happy with the coach's top. I was like, no. You got me sitting up here looking like a little bitch in front of my son. I'm finna get to the top. Did it. Thought about the mountain lion. Couldn't enjoy my achievements. I recognized when I was at the top that getting to the top doesn't drive me. Because if it had,
you would have been there already.
I would have been able to rest. That's not what drives me. Being on that mountaintop was helping me to understand the divine union of me and helping me to see where I was out of alignment. And what drives me is the fact that I can look down. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it motherfucking 100% real. That I can look down and say, I helped all of these people come up with me. But it's out of order. It's fucking out of order. If I'm climbing the top to say, and see, I want to do that because that made me feel like I am a good person and worthy of their admiration. The spirit is out of fucking alignment. I noticed at the top of that mountain that I need to travel that mountain slow so my spirit has time to align with my physical actions. Because if I do all the physical actions and the spirit is not aligned, I'm going to get to the top and not fucking enjoy it. And I've been making that mistake too much. And I see that same thing in you.
And mine was reversed. Mine was more or less like not avoiding the top because the people wouldn't be able to enjoy the reward.
No, baby. Oh, see. No.
No, my thought process was.
No, you need to listen to me real quick.
Oh.
Because this is what you do. What? Whenever I tell you your spiritual feminine truth, you automatically translate it into the masculine. And you thinking you just did that shit right now. You thinking I'm talking about the 3D top. I already know that you're not afraid of that. Your top is not like mine. Your top is the feminine top. All of who you need to be as a woman. That's what your top looks like. Yeah. That's the mountain right there. Don't turn up your damn nose now. Don't do that now. Yeah, turn your nose, because that's what you're doing. Every time I correct you on the spiritual, you go straight to the logical and be like, but
because it's easier, because that's where I've been. You know what I mean?
I know that.
So, nobody likes to be uncomfortable, but that's the beautiful part about being your student too, is that we get punched up.
You do. I punch up all the time.
No matter what, no matter where the platform is. So yeah, thank you for calling me out on that, because I do need to receive this lesson.
Yeah,
I'm in a pivotal point. Yeah, I'm in a pivot point right now.
Yeah, you stay in your masculine. And I'm telling you that my top of the mountain was my feminine. I have an eternal mountain that I'm supposed to climb. See, I'm climbing the physical one. I'm climbing the fucking physical one. And I'm going to bring people up there with me, because it ain't going to be fun for me at the top unless I have people there with me. That's that empath side of me. That's why I had that empath side, because my desire for the top is so fucking great. If I didn't have it, I know what the fuck I would be. I know what I would be if I didn't have my empathic heart. I would be at the top and be cruel than a motherfucker. Because you got to be cruel than a motherfucker to make it all the way to the top. And you ain't brought not one person with you. You just said fuck you to everybody. Everybody. You can find your reflection in not one person. and say that this heart is worthy enough for me to slow down on my ascension to the top? There were so many people at the top of that mountain. Like there's a lot of Indian people over here in Arizona. Well, they all look Indian. I don't know if they Indian or not. I just know that they all look Indian, okay? Or like caramel white or caramel black. I don't know what's going on. It's a mixture of some stuff going on out here, okay? But I saw men running up and down that mountain like they were goats. Like literally, the human body is so impressive. They were literally lunging from one mountaintop to the next one, like Spider-Man or something. I'm looking at this, and I'd have made it all the way to my top, got paralyzed, couldn't come down. Because in my masculine energy, how quickly I made it to the top means something to me. I want to do it quicker than any of my ancestors because I look down. I'm going to say this again. I'm hoping you can catch it in the spirit. I look down on what my mother represented as a woman. So I use more of my masculine energy to get me to the top quicker while looking down on my mother and the gifts that she gave me. When I got to the top of this mountain, Latoya, my feminine energy was grieved and said to me, yeah, we got here, but we ain't enjoy the ride at all because you won't slow down to smell the roses at all. Every time I get to the top, every single time, Latoya, it's another mountain that I got to climb. I never settle, ever. I don't do it. I don't do it because I look at the myriad of women that have settled and I look at their lives and I say, I will not have it. And I know you can I know you can relate to that. Look at how you raise your children. I will not have it for mine.
But you know, the problem with that though is if you get too concentrated on the things that quote unquote disgust you or what you don't really want to reflect, then you'll miss the strength. And you're right. I had to check myself literally less than 48 hours ago about that. And I had to say to myself, Latoya, you're missing the beauty, the strength that, you know, you've observed from your mom and those those untaught lessons that she had from people that have passed before I was able to even meet them. But you're right. I mean, if we concentrate too much on trying to prove that we the better parent or better woman or whatever, you're right. We'll miss those good nuggets too.
We'll miss that.
So it's like, how do you? So then here was the question. So this is ironic that we're even here right now, right? How do you continue aligning with purpose in your true light, right? And in your position, like you said, where you're looking down, I know the intent shouldn't be I'm better than, but how do you continue rising or sustaining yourself at that peak that's higher than those that's come before you without having that kind of heart or whatever else case may be?
So the first thing I had to see, I didn't even know where that looking down shit came from. I was looking down on my mother, looking down on her, and that seed had matriculated all throughout me. See, the seed and the root is always in the feminine. It was always in the feminine. So at the top of that mountain, when I realized I was stuck up there and it's 10 o'clock at night and I got my 9-year-old son and my masculine energy, I'm sitting up there thinking I'm smelling mountain lions. Everything in my body is telling me a mountain lion is about to come out here and gobble up me and my son. I asked my masculine energy, my logic, how the fuck can we get out of this situation? Because we're at the top of the mountain and I can't see a path down. What do I do? Here's the best thing that my fucking masculine energy could come up with. Bitch, you are black, and the mountain lions can't see black people. And then, like telepathically, my son he just has some type of connection with me. He says, Mama, you know mountain lions can see in the dark. See, they can see you. So me being black, the best ideology that my masculine energy could come up with was that bullshit. We would have died. We would have completely died. So then I had to rely completely on my feminine energy. And here's what my feminine energy said: call in your protector. Call in your protector and he'll appear. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I know who my protector is. My protector is a Jamaican man. That is shit, 20 fucking states away. That's who my protector is not here. I kid you not. As soon as the words had flown out of my mouth, I kid you not, a Caribbean man came around the corner of that mountain, I swear to you, and looked at me and said, "Ma'am, can I help you down?" That man carried me, lifted me, had his body pressed up against mine on the mountainside so I wouldn't fall over. I slipped twice. The only thing that stopped me from rolling all the way down was that man would not let me go. Because I was so much in a fucking hurry to get to the top, I had expended all of my strength. And my legs were like jello and didn't have enough energy to come down. This man, I felt safe. He protected my son. And I felt free. And I heard something inside me start laughing. And then I heard my mouth say, "See, we can follow a man." Because I was goddamn definitely following that goddamn man. And in that moment, I said, "God damn it, I'm my fucking mama." I was my mama. I was my mama, Latoya. And the two parts of me that have been fighting at war because my mother's misuse of her skills and her gift had manifested inappropriately, I had still gotten all of her energy and I had been suppressing most of it because I was afraid that I was her, but I'm not her. I stopped looking down on that part of me and began to feel good about receiving help. Help when my masculine energy can't think me out of the problem. Help on in receiving divine guidance from my intuition instead of always having a logical backup plan, a logical backup plan. When that man, after 4 hours, got me down that mountain, we had this amazing, beautiful, intimate conversation. So at the bottom of the mountain, I was like, "Desmond, do we go together now? Like is we an item? Because I'm not for sure. Which I feel like I owe you some hot monkey loving or something like that. But I just met you, and I'm like, well, I don't know what's going on because I this shit is weird to me. I asked for you, and you fucking appeared." I got in my car, and as I was riding away, Spirit said, "Figure out what his name means." And I looked at the name Desmond, and it says, "God's gracious defender. He will always be there when you need him." And I knew in that moment, and I looked at my feet in that moment. I looked at my motherfucking feet because I know that my left foot is my spiritual foot. It represents the yin, the feminine. And my right foot is my masculine foot. It represents the 3D, the masculine, right? I looked at my feet and they had always looked so drastically different. But when I looked at them after climbing down that mountain with Desmond, they began to look more equal. I recognized that I had been having a fight regarding my mother's energy and I needed to heal that part of my mother's wound. I never, I remembered all of her ugliness, but I didn't remember any of her beauty. And because I just X'd all of it out, I didn't extrapolate the seeds. I didn't want the fruit. But if I put her seed in a different environment, which is me, it's going to manifest a different fruit. So my divine union of me became more loving after that experience, and it made me think of you at the top of the mountain, because I said to myself, I never stopped to smell the roses. And you know what your last name is? Your last name is Rose. And I thought of you and I said, is Latoya stopping to smell the roses? And her mother and her ex and her father, because if she doesn't stop to smell the roses, she will never see the beauty in herself. And you need to be able to see that. So I'm going to ask you to first start loving your feminine energy more by seeing the beauty in them so you can see the beauty in you. We all saw the ugly shit, but their seeds are in a different ground now. So the seeds are going to manifest differently. You can't plant a palm tree in Texas. The soil is not right. The soul was not right for the seed that needed to manifest. But your soul is right. The conditions are right for you to go ahead and manifest that which they could not. And you have an assignment to go ahead and correct that generational curse of depressed feminine energy in your bloodline. If you could do that, Latoya, if you could do that, the women that you would help, the women that you would help would be immense. Like seriously immense. There are so many women, especially Black women, that come from depressed feminine energetic patterns because they've had to carry the weight of masculine energy so long to even make it through. And thank God that they did, because there was no way that we would have ceased to exist. We had to. And we ain't gonna give up the fucking fruits of our. We paid too much to have these bright, big, beautiful minds.
And I was telling somebody yesterday, I said, as an empath, as an alpha empath, as a Black woman, we are programmed to take on everything and not ask for help, thinking that being able to exude the strong woman syndrome, like that is a badge of honor. And I was telling her, I said, you got to ask for help. If you really want to create a lifestyle of freedom with entrepreneurship, like you have to ask for help. You got to find your resources. You have to, the number one thing is you can't say, if I drop my baby off to this daycare, I don't want for somebody to touch her, because you're now planting the seed. I said, so we have to reprogram ourselves. I said, the reason why I was molested? I said, because my mother thought in her head, man, I hope nothing happens to my baby that happened to me when I did, when my mama used to. And then that's how generational curses happen. And you know how we heal that? I said, you check that fucking thought and you don't let that thought come through your brain. I said, and that's how your child is not going to get molested and this, that, and the other. And when I had that breakthrough in that moment, I said,
Wait a second.
Meaning we can speak things. Our words have power. So if our idea is, damn, I hope my child doesn't get molested when I drop her off at this drop-off place or daycare or whatever, if we don't even put that thought in our own minds, we can't feed it, and therefore what feeds you grow. If you feeding the wrong negative thoughts and that shit manifests in our children, and now we have this generational curse, that's how you continue to keep having them. Versus saying, you know what, I am, this is my village. I'm dropping her off over here so I can get some help. I'm gonna get me some work done, and then we're gonna come back together and everything's gonna be good. When I started thinking like that, I don't feel guilty when I have to drop off my daughter. Number two, she's having a great time. And then number three, because I'm feeding more positive imagery, I'm manifesting that stuff too. Now, this is again in the last week, but yesterday is when I was able to vocalize and articulate what that looks like, because what you're saying is very accurate. It's very accurate, and so many people go through that. And it's just like realizing that once I own my divine union, now when I look at my daughter, I won't say she's fast. I'll say she's in tune. Because see, when I embrace my feminine, or used to when I was younger, and again, that misguided thought process, right? That ideation was planted in me that I was fast, or, you know, my sensuality was wrong, that confused the hell out of me. And I had to go find and figure out how to express it and understand it comes to that balance. But it just comes back to a lot of times we're projecting. And a lot of times when negative shit happens, it's because we've projected that and then get mad when the shit manifests. So as success is happening in my life right now, where I had to check myself is in as I'm elevating, I can't look down. I literally just said this to myself. I can't look down. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that I have to get all the riches and start trying to figure out how to cap and save all the hoes. It is to say, I will have the tools that I need when spirit needs me to have impact. I'll be able to do that because I'm keeping my intentions well. And I'm not going to allow, just because my position I have to look down, my intent don't have to be looking down. If that makes sense.
It kind of does. It kind of does. I think that that's a big topic. Um, and to explain it, you might have to explain it more than one time, especially when you're talking about thoughts. Thoughts are collective. Thoughts are collective. And just by being by someone, and this is why I keep my circle a certain way. Just by being by someone, you can collect their thoughts. You really, really can. So you'll start thinking things, but you're right. They're not going to manifest unless you water them. So what I tend to do is I tell people that they can have the thought, but just don't identify themselves with it.
Yeah, don't embrace it. Yeah.
Yeah, don't embrace it. Yeah.
Don't align with that. Yeah, that makes
Right.
that makes a lot of sense. Which means, like, even though I can know, you know, things that let's talk, because we brought up mother, right? So just because you know some things happen in your mother's life that you may not, if it was you, you wouldn't do those things. It doesn't mean that that's all bad. Like, try to find the good in it and embrace the good in it, and don't let the bad or the what was meant to destroy, don't focus on that. And I think that's where the mommy issue come from, where we focus too much on the, well, damn, you know, on the what can we consider the embarrassing point of the storyline, instead of trying to find the strength in it all. Like, why this lesson happened because of, and what was the good that was produced. So we just said a whole lot in like 5 minutes. Like, we brought up like 3 more fucking topics.
We did. We did. That's okay. That's okay. We're not gonna worry about it. Listen. Yes, I did say, "Do we go together?" I don't know who said that, but yes, I think I either owe Desmond some hot monkey loving or we go together, because that trek down the mountain was absolutely intimate. I felt every part of that man's body. He felt every part of mine, because shit, the mountain will have you all close and snuggly. It sure will. Um, but I'm glad I did it. I'm going to do it again. I don't know if I'll go to that top, because this time I'm gonna slow my ass down so I can smell the goddamn roses. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna slow my ass down. I'm gonna be better prepared, and I'm gonna try not to go so fast just so I can break a record.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
Like, this morning I woke up and I was like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this. And my daughter checked me. She said, "Hey mom, can I go to the park right quick before you get started with your day?"
Yeah.
And then she made contingency. She said, "Hey, what if we go to the park? And if you got to start your meeting, can you start your meeting at the park? And then after your meeting, I can go back into the park. Like, I can work with you." It was like, as she's seeing me grow, but like, I don't talk bad about what's happening. I'm talking the good. I'm starting to see the memories. I'm starting to see those moments of being able to smell the roses. And that's really what she's telling me is, go back to them 3 decisions in your day. Don't bog down. Because I had sat down and started working and the printer went off. I didn't even set the printer to go off. It just went off, right? And something printed off. And she came and brought me the paper. And she said, "I thought you said we were going to go to the park. I thought we were going to smell the roses before we got tied into all of the whirlwinds of the world."
Yeah.
You know? And kids will do that for you. They'll check you.
And that's why you need them.
No, I need my indigo. But I mean, I feel blessed. Yeah, I feel blessed because as I started slowing down, if you notice, my complaints about her checking me has become less. Because now I'm not fighting her
And
getting
that's
me
part of
in
you
order.
embracing your feminine energy. That right
Yeah.
there, you learning how to slow down so you can build a better bond, that is part of feminine energy. I had to slow my ass down completely. If I hadn't had those strokes, this bond that I share with my son Yakeem, it would not exist. It just, I'm sorry. And listen, I am a firm believer in women having a paper. I promise you. I
But if your
promise
customer
you.
service is whack, then the paper, it affects the paper. So the masculine is the paper, the customer service, the excellent delivery. That's that feminine side.
That's that
So what my
feminine.
daughter
Yes.
was basically telling me is get your feminine in order because you got it on the paper side. But
Yep.
if you would, so that you don't overwork yourself, have good systems in place so that the customer service and the nurturing is there, mommy. But you shouldn't have to do that, mommy.
No, she's absolutely right. She's absolutely right.
He checking
I
my
had to slow
ass.
down. I had to slow down. I had
Yeah.
to open up my heart-centered business and figured out a way so I can make an income that is good enough to take care of me and my son and keep us in peace and make sure our bills is paid and make sure we have money to travel and make sure I had to do that. That's why I opened up my heart-centered business. I think other women should do it too. Because if we're gonna get to the top, we got to get to the top with our hearts intact. And if we
Yeah.
need to call in help, that's what the masculine is here for, to
Yeah.
help us get to the top of our mountain. The left foot is the spiritual foot. Stop leading with your right foot and lead with your left. Lead with
Mm.
your left, because intuition and the fifth dimension is not focused on your 3D. It's not focused on your left brain. It's focused on your right. You get those downloads from your intuition. That's your right brain. Y'all need to focus more on that. The more you are logical minded, the less spiritual you tend to be. You'll know it, you'll fucking know it, but you won't listen. You'll keep battling, battling, and battling. And what it causes double mindedness. When you're battling over and over between your left brain and your right brain and shit, back and forth, it causes you to be inconsistent and it causes you to be untrustworthy. Like, I don't know which one. Are you going to be leading with your spirit so I can trust you? And if you don't want to do that, then lead all the time with your fucking logical so I can trust that. But just make a fucking decision. But this going back and forth, no, I can't trust you. I'd rather just leave you. I'd rather just leave you. And that is the same dynamic or the same conversation that I had to have with myself. Listen, this world has taught me in the 3D, and in the 3D, it is correct. In the 3D, the masculine does lead, but not in the fucking 5D. And there is not just one world. And I had to make a decision within the universe of me. Which one is going to be my real world? Am I a spirit? Am I only flesh and blood? And I had to make the decision that I am a spirit. Well, if I am a spirit, then my feminine energy has to lead, because my feminine energy is connected to spirit. That's like literally what it is. We've been on this place a long time, Toya. We're gonna have to get on up off of here. This is good because I be forgetting that other people is watching us. We just be talking.
I know. We having our moments.
Yeah, we having like, is y'all even there listening to us? We don't even fucking know. But like, if what we were saying resonated with you, if it resonated deeply with you, I want you to go ahead and put in those comments on this post, golden ticket. If you put in the comments golden ticket, Latoya Rose will reach out to you and invite you to a complimentary class called Dynamic Metaphysical Teachings. I am the person that teaches that class. Hopefully you like my flavor and my flair, because in class it's going to be turned up probably around 5 notches, So if I'm offending you on here, then you do not need to come to my class, because my class is going to shock the shit out of you and have you clutching your pearls. I promise you, okay? But if you think that you hot enough, if you think you bold enough to climb this mountain, because I am a fucking mountain, and sit on the fucking top, then comment golden ticket and we'll invite you to our course. We love you guys, and we'll see you hopefully on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Thank you, and talk to you soon. Bye.